Hey everybody, so I'm out here with Sabrina and Mike. Sabrina and Mike, what is your current living situation?
Got evicted, lived in a hotel,
You're going from hotel to hotel?
pretty much.
Okay, and you guys use drugs. What is the drug that you use, Sabrina?
Fentanyl.
Yes.
So what's the difference between meth and fentanyl or blues? What's the difference? Why do you choose to use meth and why does Sabrina do blues?
Probably because she needs to calm down, and I need some energy, motivation. Or at least that is what I tell myself. Yeah.
So fentanyl or blues is like a downer and meth is like an upper?
All right.
Okay, so Sabrina, you never use meth at all?
I have before.
Okay, but you mainly prefer blues?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much do you pay for a pill, Sabrina?
How much do I pay?
About $4 to $8
Per pill?
Per pill, yeah.
How many pills do you need, Sabrina, per day?
About 4.
You need 4 pills a day?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's, I've interviewed people, they're like 20 or 30 a day, so you're,
Yeah, I know.
Mike, how much meth do you need per day?
Probably 20,
20?
maybe 30.
Okay. And where do you folks get money to buy that stuff?
I'm independently wealthy. No. I'm on disability, so it's not like I have no source of income. So, juggle shit around and get by, Best you can do.
Sabrina, how do you make money to,
Just panhandle.
what was that?
Panhandle.
Okay. And how much does that bring in for you per day when you're panhandling?
About 200.
$200 a day. So you make $200 a day panhandling.
Sometimes, yeah.
And when did Sabrina? How old were you when you started using drugs?
I started using drugs. I actually started using drugs when I was 18.
True story.
How about you, Mike?
Less than 18. I couldn't put an exact number on it. My stepfather was a drug dealer. I get into this shit when I was pretty young, 12, 13.
And have you guys ever OD'd?
I haven't, actually.
Have you ever seen anybody OD out here?
Oh, yeah. Not uncommon.
What do you see out here? Any violence? Anything dangerous out here?
Yes, a lot.
We were just on the way here. I had a real bad experience right here, right behind here at this tunnel that runs under the canal, or next to the canal. When I very first moved to Phoenix, I was just, my friend got a DUI. I was out with him, and he was in this area. I couldn't catch a cab, couldn't find a cab. And I found that I was walking along the canal and wound up in that tunnel, a long, dark tunnel, right 200 feet from Castles and Coasters. And a young girl, maybe early 20s at the most, tiny thing, was walking a little bit ahead of me, and I think she was maybe a little scared of me, or just in general, and kind of started walking a little faster, and it got pretty dark, and it got pitch black in there, frankly, and this is like noon, and there was some guys up ahead, like kind of in the middle of the tunnel, and one of them was, I guess, in retrospect, pretending to sleep. The other two were just kind of hanging around and not saying anything. In a flash, as she walked by, man, they got on her, and it's vicious, beyond vicious. Got her down, started kicking her in the head. One guy got on top and started raping her. The other guy was stomping on her face. I was, all I knew was something was happening. As I got closer, I could see, and they didn't disperse, but they separated, and I had to walk through them. She was laying on the ground. I didn't think there was anything I could do. It was, you know, it was that quick and that vicious.
Did she survive?
No, she didn't survive. She, well, no, yeah, no, she survived, but she was brain dead. Is what I saw on the news.
So it's brutal out here, basically, huh? Like no.
It's brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal. There's not enough lights here, man. You can tell anybody anything. Look, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the streets. I don't really worry too much where I go. Ain't got enough fucking lights here. Period. Anywhere. It's ridiculous, kind of. It's, you know, breeding ground for that type of shit. And
Right.
just because you do drugs or whatever doesn't mean you're that kind of person.
Right.
And I think about that day a lot. Like, what could I have done? But hey.
Yeah, all you can do is stay safe out here for on your own, and it's tough living out here. It's gonna start getting hot, right? So
It's a problem too, yeah.
Our summers are brutal out here, so I can't imagine. In the daytime, you got to watch out for the temperatures, and at night you got to watch out for the predators, right? Looking to rob you, hurt you, steal, or just
Insanity. It's insanity.
Yeah, it's dangerous. So, what advice do you guys give parents or young folks out there? Mike, you're telling me that you started using drugs at a very young age, when you're before
Yeah.
18. So, what do you tell kids about using drugs?
Well, I don't really talk to kids about drugs. If I could, I would definitely urge caution. I think honestly, I think the legalization of marijuana has maybe been good because it's something softer and kinder, and despite what they say, I don't find. I mean, obviously, findings have changed over the years to where you say it's a gateway drug. It's really not, man. It's kind of a different mentality of people that smoke weed, and so that gives a little bit of an outlet for a rebellious kid, Go smoke weed. So if I'm a parent, well, I'm not, and I won't be, but I won't be. But man, just keep an eye on the social media shit. Really, it's just ridiculous.
Right.
Too many avenues of man. If I was a kid and I had all those avenues of, well, I did what I did anyways. Okay, another kid, if he had those avenues that otherwise might not engage in anything, it's too easy to get into bullshit, And plus, there's a lot of negative encouragement,
Sabrina, what advice you give parents or kids or?
Just stay away from people that do drugs, and because that's what happened with me. Is I started hanging out with people that were doing drugs, and that's how I got into it. And I wish I never did, but I learned my lesson. And
have you folks ever sought treatment?
yes, I have.
I have.
Was it successful? Why wasn't it successful? Did you just leave, run away, not?
I got mine for alcohol, actually. I was drinking real heavy at the time. Not a nice person. So, yeah, it was mildly successful. I mean, to this day, I drink, but I don't drink like that anymore. So it definitely eased things for me. To be honest, I didn't go in looking to I'll never drink again. I just went in to curb the beast, and I did. Of course, I have other vices. So,
Sabrina, how did treatment go for you?
Well, I didn't finish the program all the way. I stayed in for 3 to 6 months, and I wish I would have stayed longer. I wish I would have stayed and finished the whole program because I left early, and I'm still out here doing the drugs. So, and it did help me being in the program because we weren't allowed to leave or go anywhere. You had to stay there, and I wish I would have stayed.
Sabrina, where will you be in 6 months?
Hopefully not here. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I really don't know.
Mike, where will you be in 6 months?
Chicago.
You're trying to get out of here?
I'm getting out of here.
Are you taking Sabrina with you?
It could happen.
What I've noticed is when I interview folks out here in the street, usually the women are coupled with like a guy for like protection, because you know, like you were stating, Mike, it's dangerous out here, right? So is that helpful, Sabrina, to be paired up with the guy to kind of help you, protect you a little bit, because it is so dangerous out here?
Yeah.
I'm a pussycat. She protects me.
It's the other way around? Got it. Okay, so thank you guys for talking to us. I hope the best for you folks, okay?
Thank you.
So you guys take care of yourself, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.